Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Prepare to experience an exhilarating and enigmatic odyssey that will leave you spellbound. No more delays. Let's dive into the abyss of mysteries that await. So right off the bat, we start with something ominous, strange, and quite frankly, disturbing. I mean, take a look at this. Do you see it? A peculiar, hairy creature with some oddly smooth areas. Typically, when it comes to weird trail cam footage, you can always tell what you're looking at after staring for a while or taking a closer look. But the thing with this is, we can't tell exactly what we're looking at. It's just hair everywhere and a lack of unidentifiable features that would help us decipher this enigma. We tried running it through our database of paranormal creatures, and it didn't fit with any of the descriptions in it. We tried Google Images, and even Google couldn't tell us what it was or what it looked like. So at this point, we look to you. What do you think this capture is? Have you encountered anything like it? Tell us in the comments section, because we'd really love to know. Next, we have this footage, which comes from a subscriber of this page. He believes his trail cam captured a skinwalker as it was reverting to its human form. Have a look. In the capture, we see a forest area with what looks like a human, specifically a man covered in mud centered in the image. He appears to be moving from the left to the right. Looking at the scenery, it's highly unlikely that anyone would be roaming the area naked without clothes and covered in mud, unless, of course, they somehow transformed from a wild animal to a human. Logically speaking, that sounds weird, but we have seen strange things on this channel and encountered many paranormal beings that make this look like your regular Sunday capture. We're tempted to believe that the one who sent in the image is onto something and in fact is telling the truth. What we don't, however, know is where the image was captured. But what do you think, though? Could it be a skinwalker transforming back to its human form, or are we dealing with a human who was somehow naked in the woods? Could the whole thing be an elaborate hoax as well? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. In this unsettling still image, we're confronted with an enigmatic being, if we may call it that. Its face, illuminated by the faint glow of the camera, gazes directly into the lens as though peering into the very depths of our souls. The time of the capture, 2 a.m., only adds to the mystery, for what mortal soul would venture into the woods at such an unearthly hour? Indeed, this eerie figure evokes unsettling vibes akin to the haunting presence of Pennywise, the infamous clown from the realm of horror fiction. One cannot help but wonder, what could have possibly lurked in the wood on that fateful night? Was it a wandering spirit, a specter from beyond, or perhaps something more elusive and sinister? As we gather around the proverbial campfire of speculation, our imaginations run wild, conjuring myriad possibilities for the origins of this enigmatic figure. Is it an otherworldly entity caught momentarily in the human realm, or could it be a manifestation of something far more sinister, lurking just beyond the veil of our perception? The stillness of the image leaves us yearning for more, a glimpse into the events that preceded this unnerving moment. What do you think that was? Tell us in the comments section. Next, we have trail cam footage for what we still have no understanding. Have a look. According to the uploader of the footage, the trail camera was set up in the woods of a small public park people visit with a little yellow tape around it. Someone walked in and changed it, but here's the kicker. The person was not caught on camera. What do you think we're dealing with here? A skillful vandal or a paranormal being? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section as we'd love to hear them. The discovery of human-like tracks in Missouri by a hiker is truly fascinating and may lead to speculation about their origin. The combination of human-like features and a size larger than what is typical for a human suggests the possibility of an enormous creature leaving these tracks. Given the description of the prints and their depth, it's reasonable to consider the likelihood of a large and powerful being responsible for them. One creature that fits such a description is Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch. Given the various reports of Bigfoot sightings and tracks surfacing from various parts of North America, including Missouri, I can't help but wonder if these creatures are up to something. Could they be plotting? Do we have to be worried? These are questions I can't seem to get out of my head. But what do you think of these discoveries? This next trail cam was captured on a path in the woods. When the owner retrieved the footage, discovered something jaw-dropping and sinister. Take a look at the video. Did you see that? Watch it again. Looking closely behind the trees, there you can see a white shadowy figure moving swiftly through the woods. What could that apparition be? Some kind of ghost or spirit? Could this be some kind of camera trick? I doubt that because it all looks so real. The very idea of coming across a ghost or spirit is fascinating. Across history, there have been countless reports of supernatural sightings, and stories of ghostly figures are deeply rooted in various cultures. Perhaps those stories are true after all, because, well, how else do you explain this and the countless realistic ghost images we have seen on this channel so far? Apart from capturing enigmatic creatures and animals in the wild, trail cameras sometimes capture strange humans who leave the comfort of civilization and venture into the woods to do questionable things. Take a look at this trail cam image, for instance. It was taken deep in a patch of pines at 7 p.m. Observe this intriguing image closely. It appears to show a person, possibly a mother, carrying a baby with what seems like a pacifier in its mouth. What could they be doing in the woods at this time, and why have a baby with you? Unless for some reason they were lost in the woods, which is understandable, but if not, then why? What exactly could be going on in this footage? Unless, of course, they're not human after all and there's something weird going on. This is one of the weirdest trail cam footages that I've come across, and I just can't understand the situation here. What do you think could be happening? Our next capture is an eerie trail cam image that indeed raises numerous questions and sends shivers down our spines. Take a look. At first glance, the image looks like a person taking a walk in the middle of the night. After a second look, it becomes evident that the figure is wearing a uniform, leading me to speculate that this individual could be on a hunt. Upon closer inspection, however, and you would realize that the figure doesn't seem to have a face. Moreover, it has a ghostly appearance, and that's when it clicks. There's no way a human would have been taking a stroll in the woods that late at night. This definitely has to be paranormal, but what kind? Is this a ghost? A shapeshifter on its way to avenge someone maybe? Or just a lost soul caught on camera? It's hard to say, but what do you think? Next, our focus lies on an intriguing trail cam capture dating back a few years, which has left us perplexed and curious. Have a look. As we gaze upon the daytime image, we're confronted with a blurred figure, a spectral presence that defies easy identification. The trail cam, situated on a remote farm, has captured an enigma that has left the most astute minds puzzled. Some have ventured to speculate that this blurry apparition could be a scarecrow, dressed in a brown leather jacket and an old farmer's hat. dutifully standing guard over the fields. However, this theory is quickly quashed as scarecrows are known to be stationary, and there are no such figures in the vicinity of the trail camp. Others have suggested that the figure could be the farmer himself, diligently tending to his crops. Yet, this notion is swiftly dismissed by the farmer, who attests that he didn't venture to that part of the farm on the day the image was captured. A riddle within a riddle, it seems. The realm of the unknown, however, does not easily succumb to conventional explanations. As whispers of Bigfoot sightings and strange occurrences resonate in the area, the possibility of a cryptid presence cannot be ignored. The farmer's accounts of missing fruits and small animals add weight to the theory, enticing our imagination towards the mysterious realm of Bigfoot. On a lighter note, whimsical speculation also suggests the presence of Swiper the Fox from the beloved animated series Dora the Explorer, perhaps on a playful quest for a hidden treasure chest. While this notion may elicit a smile, the true identity of the blurred figure remains shrouded in uncertainty. I'd like to know what your thoughts are, though. What do you think we could be dealing with here? Tell us in the comments section. Often at times, we assume animals don't have a mind of their own and that they may never notice a trail cam setup. In this footage, we see a black bear approximately a little less than 6 feet tall, watching the trail cam while on all fours. The footage captured the black bear gallivanting through the woods during the nighttime. The bear approaches the camera with glowing eyes, seemingly intrigued by the discovery. Although animals do this all the time, I'm not convinced that we're dealing with an animal. Notice the odd orbs around the creature. If you've been on this channel for long, you know they represent the supernatural, and the uploader of the footage believes that bear might actually be a spirit bear exploring the forest. Some believe that these orbs adjust the function of light falling on the trail cam, but that's hard to confirm. What do you think could be happening here? Next, we have this footage captured on a trail cam that reveals a photo caught of a creature about to land in the forest. Beautiful, isn't it? The creature in the photo is bird-like and colorful and appears to have been captured mid-air with its flapping wings frozen in a rapid motion. The uploader of the image describes it as the coolest picture he's ever taken. The majestic creature is surrounded by lush, healthy trees that reach skyward, adorned with an abundance of vibrant green leaves. In the footage, we can see the bird with its long legs, white feathers, and a short beak landing where there seems to be a fox. Could that bird-like creature be one of divine origins, or are we simply dealing with the bird's motion creating an illusion of long legs and its feathers appearing colorful due to the play of sunlight? What are your thoughts? And for our third bonus segment, we have a creature that you wouldn't know so easily. Don't believe us? Have a look. Do you see it? Does its appearance not resemble a diver jumping from a springboard into a pool? As impressive and good-looking as that specimen is, what animal do you think this is? Do you have an idea? Then tell us in the comments section and add one rare fact about the animal. Start your comment with bonus footage so we can easily identify it. The most accurate description with the rarest fact will win a feature in our next video. You will become the second person to ever be featured. That's some prestige if you know what I mean. All the best. Many will come with their speculations concerning every trail cam video uploaded, but let's dissect what's really going on here. In this footage, we see a hairless creature that's apparently sniffing around and searching for food. All who initially saw this footage believed that we're dealing with a chupacabra, and given its appearance, we don't blame them. But is it really one? Some don't think so. They think it's only a mangy coyote, and while we can see where they're coming from, we'd still want to hear your thoughts. What do you see? Let your speculations flood the comment section. Oh no, this is just heartbreaking. The owner of the trail cam must have been excited to check out the wild animal footage, but instead they stumbled upon this heart-wrenching image. In the photo, there's a dog with its head stuck in a container. Can you imagine how scared and helpless that poor pup must feel? It's likely a stray dog just trying to find some food in someone's trash, but things took a terrible turn when its head got trapped in that container. It's heartbreaking to think that the dog is probably struggling to eat or drink with that thing stuck on its head. And what's worse, the container has been on for days. Can you imagine how hungry and thirsty that dog must be? I only hope and pray that the container isn't airtight, or else the poor thing could be in even more danger. The owner of the camera tried to find the dog and help, but no luck so far. I can only hope and wish that someone out there found this sweet pup and gave it the care and love it deserves. It breaks my heart to think of that poor dog suffering all alone. Let's keep all our fingers crossed and send positive vibes that someone came to the rescue and gave this furry friend a second chance at a better life. Next, we have footage retrieved from a security cam. It was taken in the dead of night with no source of light but the camera's IR light. Yet despite that, it captured something truly disturbing. Have a look. Unless there is proof that the Flash is real and he's embraced the darkness now, I don't think that there is a logical explanation for this footage. In the stillness of the night, a dark figure zooms from an unknown location into the camera frame. Whatever it is, its smoke made the one whose trail camera captured it believe he was dealing with a vampire. Some viewers shared the same belief, while others speculated it could be a shadow of an animal, perhaps a bird or a swooping bat behind the camera. As much as we want to believe that, the ghostly appearance and supernatural speed of its movement leave us questioning any logical explanation given. What do you think, though? Next, we have a capture that's not necessarily a trail cam, but one that's equally interesting regardless. If you've been to the wild, then you're familiar with coming across trees animals have rubbed on. I mean, cats do that in our rooms, but that's just scratching. What do you do when you come across one that's over 6 feet high? Well, you start wondering what creature was large enough to do so. If you pay attention to the one in the middle, it's different from the rest. Moose do this to get rid of the velvet that covers their antlers, but can you think of how large the moose that did this was? If you have some hunting experience, please bless us with knowledge in the comments section, as we'd love to read. As the saying goes, not all heroes wear capes, and this footage is nothing but a true example of that. Have a look. This man was driving by the Thomas fire when he immediately stopped and ran towards the flames. Onlookers took out their cameras to film, wondering what he was doing, when suddenly he grabbed something from the ground. It was a rabbit. The man actually stopped to save the rabbit from the fire. Such a brave superhero. As impressive as the feat is, experts actually advise us not to save wild animals during fires. They state that if the animal wants to go back into the fire, chances are it has babies to recover or its burrow is safe despite how dangerous the fire looks. As conflicting as that might sound, they are the experts after all. If the animal doesn't make it, it's the circle of life after all. But that doesn't take away from the bravery of this man. What say you? For our next capture, we travel back in time to 2017. An image was shared back then, and despite the fact that it's been more than 5 years, it remains a mystery, leaving many with questions that have remained unanswered. Have a look. You see it too, don't you? This image is unlike anything we've ever captured on the channel. The image was taken by a trail cam set up in the woods. The owner of the trail cam, which captured the image, was reviewing the interesting pictures his camera had captured when he was shocked to find these unnatural captures. The dark creature, or should I say creatures in the dark, had no discernible body with glowing eyes and what looked like arms stretched out. There appear to be 2 creatures as there are 2 sets of eyes. Perplexed and freaked out by what he was seeing, the uploader sent the footage around to the paranormal community hoping for answers, but no one had any for him as they were too confused. Some thought it was a Sasquatch, whereas others thought it might be like a ghost or otherworldly creature. Looking at it, we don't have answers either. Do you? Tell us in the comment section. In this footage, a brave man stumbles upon a set of enormous tracks leading from the depths of the forest to his very doorstep. He couldn't believe his eyes at the size of these tracks, exceeding that of any human footprints he'd ever seen. Clearly, it was evident that no ordinary human could be responsible for these massive impressions. As the man followed the tracks, he noticed the significant gaps between each print, indicating a creature of considerable size was wandering through the area. This left him baffled, as he ruled out typical animals like apes or gorillas, which wouldn't have left such enormous tracks. So, what could be responsible for these puzzling footprints? The man couldn't help but consider the possibility of the legendary Bigfoot. Could this elusive and enigmatic creature be roaming the wilderness, leaving behind traces of its presence? As we always do, we approach such encounters with a blend of curiosity and skepticism. While the idea of a mythical creature like Bigfoot captivates our imagination, we also keep in mind that there might be other explanations for these unusual tracks. Is it possible that a large and unknown animal species resides deep within the forest, still waiting to be discovered by science? Or could there be a more rational explanation for these prints that we have yet to consider? Tell us what you think. And for our final capture, we have one that's left us scratching our heads. Have a look. Yeah, that's a naked man walking through a field in broad daylight. I mean, the person has a face of a man with facial hair and all, but his hair is long and he appears to be wearing a woman's crop top with what looks like a hostler around his waist and a pair of shoes. He also seems to have a walkie-talkie on. Apart from that, you can see his butt cheeks hanging out in the sun. Who is this and why is he half naked? While our first instinct might be to think of a prankster or someone engaging in unusual behavior, we must keep an open mind and consider other possibilities. Could this be an individual who's lost or disorientated, or perhaps they're part of a performance or unconventional artistic expression? There's a myriad of potential explanations that we can explore, but share your thoughts, we'd love to know. And with that, we end today's episode. If you have any thrilling trail cam footage that you think would be perfect for our next episode, we'd love to see it. Send it over to classifiedcaptures@gmail.com and we might just feature it in our next episode. See you in the next one.